I'm here to work with you once again on the Coffee and Tea Cardigan from Annelaine Patterns. Fabulous pattern. If you don't have it already, make sure you follow the link and go ahead and get it. Wonderful pattern. It has two different lengths, both a classic and a duster length, and also has two distinct styles, so it's really almost like getting 4 patterns in one. Wonderful value. Make sure you pick it up. So what we'll be doing today is making it even more exciting than it already is, which is hard to imagine, but we're going to take it and make it reversible. This is a wonderful trick if you don't have a serger, or if your serger's in the shop, or if you just like to be able to have one piece do double duty. Maybe you're going on a trip and you need to, be careful about suitcase space, or you just like a little flash of color when your cardigan kind of swishes along behind you, especially in the duster length. Having a pop of color as a lining can really make a difference. Making it reversible is really not that difficult. There's just a couple of tricks to make it work for you with no exposed seams at all. So I'm going to talk you through that. First of all, just go ahead and follow the pattern. Cut all of your pieces as they are. Just cut a second set of pieces from your lining fabric or your inner fabric. You only need one set of bands though, and one set of cuffs. So really from your lining fabric, if you're going to use your outer fabric as your cuffs, for your lining fabric you just need your front and back pieces, and that's it. So you're really not adding a ton of extra fabric there either. You can still use your pockets, just attach them as they are mentioned in the pattern. This doesn't change pockets. You can still do the hood that's coming out. So lots of different options. So basically you're going to follow the pattern right up through step 13. So that means you are going to sew up your band into the 3 pieces and clip it to the outside of your sweater, your cardigan. So wrong sides together on your band, and put the band right side with your cardigan. But before you stitch it up, you need to make sure your lining is there. So I have my lining here as well. It's already, all stitched up. The shoulder seams, the sleeves are attached, the side seams are done. Very important though, do not forget this. Leave a space in the lining in your side seam. If you don't do that, you are going to be in a heap of trouble. It's actually recoverable if you forget that in the coffee version, but if you're doing the tea version like I am today, you absolutely have to have that available. You need to have a space in order to turn it back right side out. So take your lining piece and line it up with the outer piece. So I like to start right at a seam. I'm going right sides together, so the right side of my lining covering up my band and going to the right side of my cardigan. And I pin or I clip just my seams first, and then I go around and split difference and make sure that everything lines up perfectly. So here we go. Okay, there we go. So right sides are together. I haven't finished clipping yet, and my arms are just hanging free. That's fine. We're doing the neckline all the way around the hem, and that's all. Don't worry about your arms yet. We'll get to that later. So once everything's all of your seams match up, you've got enough room, everything looks right, finish clipping. So now we've got the wrong side of our outer piece on one side, the wrong side of our lining on the other, and we have our band sandwiched in between them. You can't even see it, and that's a wonderful thing. Remember, we've got that little space inside the lining, the side seam of the lining, so we'll be able to get this thing right side out, no problem. You'll notice as I pinned it, I fiddled with it a little bit. Gotta make sure there's absolutely no stretch in the band. If you do that, you're gonna have a wobbly hem later on, and that's not pretty. So it's easier to fiddle with clips than it is to take stitches out. Other thing, make sure that as you clip, you don't have any twisties. I have a couple here, so we need to make sure that my fabric's all lying straight. And then last tip, when you go ahead and stitch it, make sure your most stable fabric is on top. Again, I'm working with the serger today just because it's faster for me, but because it's going to be reversible, you can work on your conventional machine too. Either way, most stable fabric on top will yield the best result for you. So, I dropped a clip. Don't need my son eating that later. All right, so let's stitch it up. Okay. Now, moment of truth. This is gonna be the fun part. Put your hand right on through that opening you left in your lining. And I left a tiny little one today, so I didn't really feel like doing a lot of hand stitching. Probably should have left it a little bit bigger. But hey, all right. There it is. All right, so we're nice and reversible. We've got our band attached all the way around. No wobbling in the seam. We didn't stretch it. It looks great. We don't have any exposed seams inside. That's wonderful. But now we got to do something about the sleeves, right? So the pattern does allow you to either put cuffs on or not. Either way, our method here is going to be basically the same. Just go ahead and pretend like you're wearing it. Hey, wear it. Lovely, no? Just go ahead and put your arm right on through the sleeve and just temporarily, I like to clip, I don't like to pin. I'm not a pin girl. Just go ahead and clip your seams together. Just for a second, just right at the seam, so you've got your inside sleeve seam of the lining and your outside of your outer piece. And those are already there. All right, so they're clipped together. Now what you're gonna do is reach back through that tiny little hole I left and reach into the sleeve and pull the sleeve through your hole in your lining. So now you've got your sleeve on the wrong side, but your clip's still there. All right, so what we've got now is we're going to attach it. I have my cuffs right here already done. If you haven't already made your cuffs, go ahead and do that now and hold off on anything else. I already made my cuffs. So what you're going to do is take your cuff right side out. I guess your cuff doesn't really have a right side or a wrong side. Anyways, right side together and just stuff it inside your outer pocket or your outer sleeve. Make sure to line up your seams of the cuff with the seam of your outer fabric and just temporarily add that to the clip. So now that one clip is holding my cuff, my outer sleeve, and my lining. We're gonna just ignore the lining for a minute and just put another couple of temporary clips on my cuff just to hold all the raw edges together. We don't want to lose an edge here. All right, now comes the fun part. So this can be a little bit tricky, so stay with me here. Think about fish kissing. I know it's weird, maybe a little graphic, I'm sorry, but that's what you gotta think about. Basically, you got two sets of lips with the lips kind of curl out. I wish I could do fish lips. I can't, it's not in my DNA. So that's what you're going to do with this. We're going to disconnect the lining from the outer fabric, and we're going to reconnect it in like fish kissing. Another way to look at it is if your seam of your lining is this middle finger and the seam of your outer fabric is this one, you're basically gonna just flip it over so that your wrong sides or your right sides are together. All right, enough talk, let's do it. So I'm unclipping, I'm holding that same exact spot, and I am flipping my lining so that my seams match up, right sides together. All right, and then it's as simple as just following it around. with those other two clips that we just temporarily put in place. Just follow it right on around. So it looks crazy, but you're really just doing the same thing you did on the bands. You are putting the cardigan right sides together, sandwiching the band on the inside. So now, see, right sides together, the band is hidden inside the middle there. And again, all of your seams lined up, and that's what we're gonna do. So now let's stitch that, and you'll see the magic unfold. Like we have a tangled mess. We don't, it's okay. Just kind of untangle it a little bit. You can see once again what we've got here. We've got the right sides together, so you're looking at the wrong sides. You can see the seams, right sides together. You can't see the cuff because it's inside the middle there. All of the raw edges were lined up when we stitched it, so the cuff raw edges were inside of all that. So now we are gonna just reach on through here. La-da-da. And pull it right back out to the right side, and ta-da! We have a cuff. And secret sauce, if you watch my other video, you will see how to do the thumb hole in the cuff, all right? So now we have a cozy, wonderful cardigan that has a thumb cuff and is reversible. Pretty cool, huh? So yeah, if you don't have the pattern yet, make sure you get it. It's a fabulous pattern. There's a ton of wonderful ideas available here on YouTube by other sewers like myself, and have fun with it. Make it your own. That's what sewing for yourself is all about. And hey, let us know how it goes, all right? Have a good one, y'all. Happy stitching.